Hello and welcome. We're just going to take this one step further. I'm going to talk about style sheets today in magazines. You can see that I've made a few changes here just because the title was kind of bugging me. And so I added in this swoosh at the top here just to try and make it so you can see the title a little bit better. It adds a little bit of flow from the top there, and it just kind of solves the problem with the word photographs not being able to read very well, as well as I put in a drop shadow in behind here just to make it easier to read. And I didn't really record me doing that just because you're going to have your own problems to solve in your layout, and so really you didn't need to just watch me design something. So what I am going to do is talk about paragraph styles. That's this button right here, paragraph styles. Now, when you get into a magazine and it's like 100 pages long, if you're going to have to go through every article and just designate what the font is and everything, that's a heck of a lot of work. And so what you can do is designate buttons just to click and say, okay, I want to make this text the style of the body text that I've picked. So what you can do, let's just go ahead and we're going to assign that. So I'm just going to zoom in on this area. And first I'm going to talk about just like text in general. This is 12-point type. 12-point type is way too big for a magazine. Normally you'd go like around 9-point type for a magazine because like 12 is what you would do for like an English essay, right? So really you want to make it like 9-point, as well as leading. Let's actually just I'm going to go make it like 9-point type, and then I'm going to increase the leading a little bit, which is the line spacing, and that's this guy right here. Okay, so 9/13 is a nice, comfortable size, as well as we're not going to not go with the default font. I'm going to pick my own font. Garamond, just regular, okay? And so this is the font that I'm choosing for this, as well as I think I chose, oh yeah, we're going to go with Garamond italic for these guys as well. I'm going to show you how to do this with the paragraph styles. So let's back up. Undo, 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 undo. Okay. Paragraph styles. I'm going to make a new paragraph style. It's just that button over there. And so paragraphs, I'm going to call it like body text. Okay. And then let's just go through each one of these things here. Let's see, I'm going to just call it Garamond. And I've kind of established that already. Whoops, I forgot. Let's just go right click, edit body text. I accidentally hit enter. Body text, Garamond. We're going to go with 9/13 line spacing. And what kind of Garamond is that? Just the regular. Okay, so you got all your different types here. Okay, so that's your basics. You've got other things too, where you can do indents. You can have space in between paragraphs, which is something that I normally do. So that's space after. So we're just going to add just a little bit of space just to show you what I'm talking about here. And then you can add in all sorts of things, including paragraph color. So we'll maybe do that to maybe like one of the callouts. So we've got that. So now if I just assign all this, I'm going to go Control A to select all of it, or Command A, and just select it all as body text. There you go. And you can see there's the line spacing in between here. Okay. Now let's see. I think that's maybe is too much line spacing. What you can do, say if you've done like a whole magazine, like a 100-page catalog. Oh man, I got to change the font. I got to change the spacing in between the paragraphs. Let's just go right click and edit, and just go into my spacing. I'm going to make that smaller, and actually I can do a live preview of it, and it's just going to do there. And now it's done it, and it'll do it throughout your whole book, okay, which is quite a huge, huge, huge time saver. I knew a guy When I used to work out in Nova Scotia, I did style sheets for him one time. He was making his own catalog, and he thought that I was the smartest guy on the planet. So what I can do now is if I select that here, I have that selected. Let's go, and I'm going to call that new paragraph style. It knows what I have selected, and it's going to remember that. Let's go photo description, and we're going to, I still have it, we're going to just do it Garamond. Whoops, I did it again. Edit photo description, and Garamond italic. We're going to do it the same size, as well as we're not going to do it as big of a line spacing. We don't worry about the paragraph spacing, but I am going to do it a color. So black, and I think we tinted it at 77%. We're going to just level that out at 75. Okay. So now, whenever you have a description, like when you just type your own description, all you have to do is click select that type, photo description. Photo description. Actually, I don't like that all that much. I think it needs to change, so I'm going to edit that. So let's just make that a bit bigger. We're going to actually, I'm going to change that back. Well, no, it's always good to stay with the same font family. And then let's increase some tracking here. Maybe that's a little bit nicer. Okay. So there we go. Call out, and we're going to new paragraph style. And now, if you wanted to, you could base it on a paragraph style. Like, say if I wanted to do this, and say if I just wanted to do like a bold section, you could just based on body text, and then you could just change it, like make it bold or something. And that way you could just, every time you have like a bold word, paragraph, you just highlight it and just change it to using the style sheets. And that just makes things a heck of a lot easier. But in this case, it remembers, and I'm going to go Garamond and italic, and actually we're going to go, oh, it doesn't let you do, okay. And so 16, my leading, we're going to make that over 20, and then it should remember the color. All right, so we're going to assign all that to, oh, I didn't give it a name. So we can go back and give it a name. So those are my, actually I kind of like the other font I had better. I would probably, oh, I'm just fixing up my line breaks here. There we go. If I was actually, this was actually a real job, I would probably go back and I would actually change my font, because I'm not liking the way that this font is. I'm not liking the way that that is going into here, so I'm just going to fix that text wrap. Let's go into unlink that, and I'm just going to adjust the top. There we go. Okay, so that's how you do style sheets. Couple more, just 2 more lessons. They'll be quick ones, but I hope you guys are doing good.